Welcome to the Metal X printer introduction. Um, Here you see the printer itself, and in the previous video you saw how to slice the part using Eiger. So here we have the printer itself. You have the printer area or the print bed and chamber. This is heated up to about 40 degrees. Print bed is slightly warmer due to enabling the part to stick better to the print bed. Um, and here inside behind that door you'll see um, the filaments themselves. These consist of polymer and metal powder. Here we see it states copper, but for you can have other materials as well. But the principle is exactly the same. The other spool is a ceramic release material with polymer and some ceramics. And when this is being heated in the sinter, it becomes a powder, so you can remove the supports and the part fairly easily. All right, so since this is not using laser as a heat source, it's just using a print nozzle about 250 degrees. That's not warm enough to have the metal powder being bound together. So they use a polymer, and that polymer now needs to be removed before we sinter the part. That's being removed in this machine. It's inside here. You put it inside here, and that basically consists of a solvent which removes the polymer. It has to stay there for at least 1 day. Usually we have it there for longer. Then you weigh the part before you put it into this wash and after. And then it has to lose about 4% of its weight. After that this has been done, the powder needs to be bound together in a proper way. And there's a specialized machine, even though you can get these, you can make these more or less, or you can buy them off the shelf, but this has a especially made for this material. So it's basically a furnace, a heater, and we also have inert gases inside to have the sintering or heating happening in inert or clean environment, so that the metal powder sticks together properly. It's sort of a tedious process by having 1, 2, 3 steps, but it's a lot cheaper machine, and it's also a lot safer when it comes to HSE due to no powder handling. Metal powder is very dangerous, so it needs to be handled in a special manner. This metal powder, it will only be inside the machine, and that's being taken care of inside the machine through ventilation, etc., etc. Yeah, so that's basically what we have of the printer. There's also a little note is that even though the printer can print fairly large parts, there's a size limitation of this plate here, which goes into, there's a tube inside of here, which is the heater itself or the furnace. And this is size limiting both the chamber opening and the plate size itself. So that's also something to take into consideration when you make the part.